Hi, it's going to be a juice review. I'm going to be reviewing Seduce juice, and that's what the company, yeah, there you go. It's got the little snake on there. And I got the Mega Sampler Pack, which comes with 5 different juices, 10 mils each. You can pick anything from their like, cause like they have their line, and they do carry like one other brand that's not theirs or whatever. But it'll give you like a drop down of the ones that you can buy or whatever. So that's what I got. I got 6 different flavors because they do add or at least they did for me, a sampler or sample bottle, whatever. Anyway, this first one is called Frankincense, and it's the strawberry with a hint of kiwi. All these are 50 pg/VG, so half and half, and 0 milligrams of nicotine. And I got this on my HH357 1.5 resistance on, currently it's 3.5 volts, but I think I'm going to turn it up a little bit. It's at 3.6, try it up at 3.7. Yeah, I don't know. These were bottled, as far as I know, 320. It doesn't say on the bottle like a lot of juices do, which is something I prefer. It's just nice to know like when it was bottled so you can keep track of it. And in my instance, it's not as important because I imagine it doesn't expire as quickly, because nicotine does have a shelf life of, I think, either 6 months or a year. Not positive because I don't vape it, so your juice will decrease in nicotine in time, because the nicotine, I don't know if it dies or oxidizes or whatever, but it decreases over time. So, yeah, that's one thing I don't like. It's pretty much the only thing I don't like as far as their packaging goes, is it'd be nice to have the bottle date on there. But anyway, the point of all that is these have been steeping for, I think, 3 weeks, because 320 would have been Thursday. So even we'll say Friday, just because today's Saturday and it's a little bit closer to it or whatever. I had a sneeze. Anyway, so we're looking at, if it was the 21st, 1 week, 2 week, yeah, so looking at 3 weeks now that it's been sitting. And, so I think as far as steep-wise, I don't think they're going to get much different. But Frankincense is, I don't know. At first I was getting it was a prominent strawberry flavor. As it's aged, I think the kiwi is coming out. I don't necessarily taste kiwi, but whatever flavor it is, I'm guessing it's the kiwi, because it's not the strawberry, it's a different flavor. And I think those are the only 2 flavors that it says is in there, unless it's the cream, because I guess all these have like a cream base. But, yeah, the kiwi or whatever back note is coming off a lot stronger than it did initially, which I don't know that I'm a fan of. Yeah, it does. It definitely has a creamy note to it. I don't know, to me it's like if you've ever had a fruit parfait, where it's like the jello, and then sometimes it has bits of fruit in it, and then it has like a thin layer of like a whipped cream kind of topping or whatever. It's kind of like that. It's like the flavor I get from it, or like a cream, or like a peaches and cream, except that, strawberry, kiwi, and cream. I don't know. I don't know that I like the kiwi in it. I think that's what's kind of throwing it off for me. So I'm gonna clean this and go to the next one. This next one is called Exodus 720. It's one of their flavors that they're in the process of kind of formulating. I asked for the sample to be of this, since, I don't know, I like to see what flavors. I like to see flavors while they're in the process of being made or whatever. So, plus I figured it may help them with their formulation to get feedback on something that's experimental right now. And it's supposed to be a raspberry kind of flavor. And I'm just going to leave it at 3.7 because that's the flavor, or that's the setting I had on the other one that tasted the best, so. This one's definitely benefited in steeping. Normally for fruits, they don't take that long to steep. Like a lot of them are okay right away. For me, I always need a steep time, but usually it's only like a week for fruit. But for whatever reason, these have all taken quite a while to steep, and I don't know if it's something in the base or what, but it's okay. It's just like a light raspberry flavor with maybe a hint of cream, but it's definitely not as prominent of a cream flavor as the other ones. It's okay. It's slightly what I would consider floral. Like, you know, some flavors just have that floral note to it, but it's not like, I don't know, I wouldn't repurchase it, but it's not like horrible. Alright, this next one is probably one of their most, if not the most popular flavor that they have. And I'm shaking it because there's still water in it. But it's called snake oil. And it's basically like a pear with a hint of coconut and like a cream background. And definitely at first I wasn't getting hardly any of the pear or the cream. It was mainly coconut. It was kind of a very light flavor at first, and I actually preferred it like initially, because after the time progressed, the pear became more prominent as well as the cream, and the coconut pretty much disappeared. But what I did, and this is like the first time I'm vaping it since I did it, but I ended up adding more coconut to it because I liked the coconut in it. And my drip tip just disappeared. Oh, there it is. I liked the coconut in it, and I didn't really care for it without it, so. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely better with the coconut in it. I added about, I'm just guessing, maybe 0.2 ounces or milliliters of coconut, because like there was like just a little dent that was in the bottle from when I had been vaping it, so I just essentially filled it the rest of the way with the coconut. But I used Capella's coconut. It's just like a regular flavoring, and put it in like a hot bath for a couple times to get it to like blend or whatever. I just did this, I think it was the day before yesterday, so it hasn't been sitting that long, so the coconut probably will become even more pronounced as it sits, but it's definitely already better with the coconut added. So me personally, if I were to repurchase this, I would either vape it like as soon as possible, like not giving it much time to steep, which I don't vape big quantities of juice, so that's really not realistic as far as I go or whatever. But if you do vape high quantities or whatever, you might be able to get through it, because I mean this is a 10 ml bottle, and I think that's the smallest they come in, so that's a lot of juice for me. But anyway, I would either vape it as soon as possible or ask them to add coconut to it, like extra coconut. I don't know if they do that, but that's the only way that I find it enjoyable, because I did not like it without the coconut in it. But now that the coconut's back, it definitely is good. And I'm excited to see what it's going to be like once the coconut comes out more. Because usually, I don't know, generally, for me, flavors take about a week. Unless they're like tobacco blends. Tobaccos take a while. But, which I might as well talk about right now, because it's the only one I can't find for whatever reason. But I got the Jango, which is a tobacco blend from them. It's supposed to be similar to Boba's Bounty from, I think it's AVE, Alien Visions or whatever. But, it's good. It's definitely one of those that need to steep. It wasn't horrible right away. It's just a lot of the extra notes come out as it steeps. And it is similar to Boba's Bounty in that every time I vape it, different notes come out. It's really strange. But it's good. It's definitely a tobacco. You can taste the tobacco in it. And then there's like hints of cocoa and sometimes hints of cinnamon. Which, I don't know, to me cinnamon and cocoa or chocolate. Yeah, anyway, I don't think cocoa and cinnamon sound like they would taste good, but it actually does. Anyway, moving along, White Walker, it's like a very strong mint flavor, and I got it because I'm a big Game of Thrones fan or whatever, and that's from that show. And I like mint, so honestly, this hasn't changed too much as far as steeping goes. It really hasn't. Which is good, because I mean, I don't know, I can basically tell you exactly what it tastes like to me. Those little Listerine strips that come in the weird rectangular box thing, and it just like pops up and you take the strip and put it on your tongue. It's supposed to freshen your breath up or whatever. This is exactly what it tastes like to me. And I do prefer this on a lower heat or whatever. I use it at 3.5 volts. If anything, it's just slightly become less intense, because when I first got it, it was super intense. Like, honestly, I feel like my breath is freshened after vaping this, which, I don't know, I guess it's kind of a bonus or whatever. I'll have to ask my friend if it actually makes my breath smell fresher, because I can't really tell on myself, but the feeling I get when I chew gum or whatever is like definitely there. I don't know if it's a menthol that I'm getting, because I don't really typically like menthol, but it's definitely like a heavy mint, and there's a cooling sensation really in the back of my throat, not so much in my actual mouth. But I do like it. I don't know why I try to talk with my throat full of vapor. Kind of weird. Alright, this last one is called Genesis. And it's supposed to be a like absinthe anise type flavor with citrus. And this one I'm not really sure about, because, I don't know, I'm not a big black licorice fan, but absinthe in vapes can be good if it's done right. And definitely the absinthe has become more subtle as it's sat, which I actually don't care for. Yeah, it's definitely lost in the citrus. Like, it's more citrus now than it was, because when I first got it, the absinthe was pretty prevalent, and the citrus was just a little bit in the background. Now it's almost completely lost. Which could be good for you if you don't like absinthe, but I don't know. I think I'm actually going to tweak this as well, because I do have some absinthe still, I believe, in my little flavorings kit or whatever. So I think I am going to add some absinthe back into that, just to bring it out again. But it's not bad, it's just I'm not really big on citrus, like vapes, and that's pretty much all I'm getting now. Like, I don't know, I liked it better with the absinthe in there. Anyway, that's it. They were pretty cheap. Let me see. I got all of those for $24.99, and then shipping was $4 and some odd cents. I can't see because of the stupid screen. $4.11. So they definitely don't guide you as far as shipping goes. That really irritates me when companies charge way more for shipping than they should, because I know how much it costs to ship things, and generally ELIQUID doesn't weigh that much. So yeah, so I got essentially 60 mils of juice for just under $30. So it's not bad. But as far as like the flavors go, the only one that I was really crazy about was snake oil, and I had to tweak it because the coconut disappeared. White Walker's pretty good. I think it would actually be a little bit better with some of that cream base, because the cream base is pretty much there in most of them except White Walker and Jango, which is the tobacco. In all the other ones, it's there in some form or another. And I do think the White Walker might be a little bit better with the cream back note to it, but I don't know. It's okay. And as far as customer service goes, I got my order pretty quickly, and the company actually did follow up with me after I got my juice. It was like a week after, or maybe even 2, just to see like how everything was, and they asked, you know, if I could review the juices and everything. And I do like that, because, you know, a company showing that they care, like, what you think about their juices is nice. Like, you want to feel like you're important and that they actually care about what you think and all that. So that was good. And I did have a question regarding that, and they answered me right away. On my actual order, they even like wrote just like a little, because like I asked for this, you know, specific sample, and they put "of course!" exclamation point. And then I even think they handwrit "thank you" or something like that at the bottom. And I don't know, just things like that. I like the little personal touches. So I don't know, take that, you know, as you will. But I do have more Vapor Chef to review. I'm just waiting because it's a high VG, and those tend to take a while to steep. And then yet another order from Alice in Vapeland coming, so just keep an eye out for those.